Spiritual Trews 15. Should be in bed. Anyway, the stream of life was upping my natural ecstasy factor. And the sound of the stream intensified. I became more and more intoxicated. Understand, in this dimension, my moment-to-moment feeling is already better than anything you can ever imagine. Soon, my meanness, started dissolving like the stream. I myself became ripples of shining rainbow colors, flowing into eternity. To use an expression from my day, it was very psychedelic. From my day. Like being alive. I began to hear this unbelievably stunning music. Yeah, not like Coke, right? I mean, the other unbelievable, amazing things. At first, I heard just a few notes at a time. There were no ordinary notes. They had the sweetness of what you would imagine angel voices to be, but they weren't voices. The tones were long and slow and blended into each other. Then the notes began stringing themselves together into these melodies, sacred melodies that had always been there, a secret my soul kept hidden from me until that time. Then completely, unexpectedly, the experience became serious. Sensuous. I felt physical in a way I hadn't felt since my earth life. I again enjoyed that special kind of pleasure. The intimacy, the warmth of having a body. The body that was mine when I lived on earth. But if I took the absolute best feeling of being alive and multiplied it by infinity, as I sat by the stream of life, I felt even better. This sensuality didn't make me miss being alive. Not at all. The mystery of life in the flesh, the particular satisfaction the soul enjoys when it's embodied, was being revealed. It's just for the delight of the differences, the different kinds of pleasures, and even the pain. Was this the stream? I'm not sure. Maybe it's the breath of the Supreme Source? I can't really say. But I will say, little darling, is that at some moment in the great ocean of beingness, your own soul will sit in the presence of the stream of life and become one with it. And as you hear your own melodies, the ecstatic mystery that is life will also be revealed to you. Although I didn't hear any melodies while Billy was talking about the stream of life, my breath became sweet as honeysuckle, and waves of pleasure moved through my spine, savoring the sensations, but aware that they wouldn't last. I asked Billy for the secret of happiness. Like the stream of life increased my intoxication. Pleasure can increase your joy. People spend lots of time on things that make them unhappy. Too much focus on the sand in the oyster. To cultivate joy, pay attention to what you like. Should I give you more? It's called Sacred Scripture. I began trying out Billy's recipe for happiness. The things I liked weren't necessarily big things. I lingered over my morning cup of oolong tea. I like my turmeric tea. Enjoying its warmth in my hand. I bought a bouquet of calla lilies when I passed a flower shop, played John Coltrane while making lunch, sang to myself while standing online in the store, focused on what I liked about people's faces. Paying attention to what I liked became a spiritual practice. The salty wind against my skin, the voices of seagulls, the taste of chocolate, French perfumes, scarlet anemones, the purring of my cats. I became happier pretty quickly. My world was filled with things that gave me pleasure. I just hadn't been paying attention. Soon, Billy had more to say about pleasure. I'm now receiving the greatest gift of my journey so far. I'm receiving my sacred scripture. This scripture has nothing to do with the kinds of lessons people on earth think they're learning. It's not about who did what, or who, to whom, or if you're bad or good. In fact, it has nothing to do with your actions at all. The scripture lets me reap the rewards of my life. We all receive rewards from the life we've lived, no matter how it seems on the surface. Every single life is valuable in ways you cannot imagine or figure out why you're alive. Every single life is a gift. Notice I don't say opportunity, because that means that you could fail or succeed. Beyond the concept of failure or success, there's vibration. Vibration can't be told in words. It's the language of music. Scientists exploring string theory are onto something. The sacred scripture of one's life is a symphonic streaming from the unseen light of the paradisical source, if you get my drift. He said, laughing. Each person is an instrument of the divine, composing... what if I did dessert Trews for my pillow? It's going to be next. I'm really tired. Each person is an instrument of the divine, composing cosmic symphonies while on earth. Some of the music is melodic, some discordant, some bright and offbeat, and some tired. That wasn't in the book. Some slow and melancholy. No matter. Who knows if I have tomorrow? I might have to do them all tonight. No, I'm just joking. You just never know. Maybe you didn't realize you were humming. Maybe sharing what happens to me here in this world will help you to feel your music. I meet Joseph inside a multicolored dust cloud. Dust cloud? Where the stars are born. Like stars? Astronomers studying the skies would never guess they're looking at places that they will one day inhabit. They're not going to need telescopes or spacecraft or instruments, though. It will happen naturally. Joseph and I float side by side through the stardust as waves of colored lights descend from above. And Annie, there's no way to accurately express what happens next, but I'll try. To be continued.